Movie sequels. They can't always work.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Hey everyone, welcome to their top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 overrated movie sequels. I had a recommendation to do this. Someone in the comments below said do overrated movie sequels. I'm like, hey, sounds like a pretty good idea. So here we are. These are just sequels that critics, for some reason, really enjoyed, and they do have a fan base, and I just particularly don't enjoy them that much. It's kind of simple as that. It's not like they're trash movies, or I think less of you if you do like these movies, but I'd say the majority, some of these could maybe be classified as divisive, but I would say that the majority of people enjoy these films. I just don't. So here we go. Number 10, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. I don't even like the first Mamma Mia, but I know the first Mamma Mia has a fan base, huge fan base, and I know the sequel, the critics loved it. I don't know why. It's the same movie almost. It's literally just the backstory, but Lily James plays Meryl Streep's character and how she met the guys, the husband, the boyfriends, and stuff. And we still to this day don't find out who the father is. I guess it doesn't matter. And they sing the same ABBA songs as the first Mamma Mia. So there's literally no point to this movie. Here We Go Again is literally, it's a very accurate title. It's literally Here We Go Again. It's the same fucking story again. And Lily James, I guess, is okay in the movie, but the movie is pretty dreadful. I'm not a huge jukebox musical fan, and I think Mamma Mia does it one of the worst, right up there with Rock of Ages and stuff, but people had fun with it. People think it's just, what people's defense is, like, it's a fun time, you're not supposed to take it seriously. I get it, and that's cool. If you guys like it, that's cool, but can't stand it for me. Can't stand it. Number 9 is Halloween 2018, directed by David Gordon Green. I know a lot of people, they think of this movie as the second best Halloween movie. It's not. It's not even that great of a Halloween movie. It does some things right. The mask looks awesome. And even Michael Myers himself is pretty cool in the movie. I'll admit that. Jamie Lee Curtis is terrible as her character is in this movie. She does give a good performance, and so does Judy Greer. But a lot of characters were annoying. The teenagers were annoying. The granddaughter was annoying. They bring in this, like, new Loomis, but he's, like, a villain, which was stupid. The ending was really stupid. The whole showdown between Michael Myers and Laurie Strode was super underwhelming. And just, I don't think it was scary, and I don't think it was really needed. I actually think Halloween H2O was a proper, like, conclusion to the Halloween story. I think it's a better movie than this. But people really enjoyed it. They enjoyed it so much that we got 2 really shitty sequels after it with Kills and Ends, which were dog shit, but this one is not much better. It's better than those 2 other films, but not much better. Number 8 is the Lego Movie 2. I loved the first Lego movie. I love Lego Batman. I think those were good. But the sequel to the Lego movie, I think people were just blinded by the Lego movie, and they thought, like, oh, the Lego movie is so good. So they just assumed the sequel was just going to be great. And I think people, when they saw it, they're just like, yeah, it's a great movie. It wasn't. It was a terrible movie. It was horribly written. The jokes fall flat. The characters, I don't know, they bring some of the characters back, and they just give them nothing to do. They try to make, was it Wild Style? Is that her name? They try to make her the lead, and they try to, they do what a sequel should never do. They try to, like, shit on the first movie that made it a success. They, like, try to shit on Emmett as a character, and they try to make this female lead character, like, she was the real main character of the first movie, and it's because of her the world was saved, which is not true at all. It's because of the whole team. Everyone had a job to do, and everyone pulled their weight, and that's why in the first movie the the world was saved by the Will Ferrell character villain. Was his name President Business or some shit? It's been a while since I've seen the Lego movies, but the first Lego movie was so creative and innovative. And the sequel is just garbage. It's so bad. And I know critics really enjoyed it, but I think they were just on this Lego kick because of the Lego Batman and Lego Movie, which are way better films, but Lego Movie 2 is never good and never will be good, so yeah. Number 7 is Furious 7, Fast and Furious 7. Not a Fast and Furious fan by any stretch of imagination. I think the first one is pretty good, even though it's Point Break with cars. And I don't mind Fast 5. Fast 5 is okay. The rest are all terrible. The only reason that people like this movie is because it's Paul Walker's last movie. It's because it's his last Fast and Furious movie, and they dedicate the ending to him. I feel like that is the only reason people like Furious 7. Because this movie is a really stupid, ridiculous movie. Fast and Furious 6 is when Fast and Furious jumped the shark and just literally jumped the shark, will jump the freeway. But it became a really stupid action movie franchise that just disobeyed any laws of physics and logic. This movie really does. Between cars jumping from building to building, Vin Diesel lifting a car up and getting a hammer to the stomach, and him and Jason Statham fighting like they're superheroes. It just is ridiculous. And I know a lot of people say that's the charm and fun of the Fast and Furious movies. That's cool. That's understandable. I think the Fast and Furious just got really, really dumb. And this movie just gets a pass because of Paul Walker. And Paul Walker, I miss Paul Walker. He was literally the best part of the Fast and Furious franchise. But he's not enough to save this movie that isn't particularly good. So, yeah. Number 6 is Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Again, just like Paul Walker, people love this movie because of Chadwick Boseman. Because the whole movie, most of the movie, especially the first act, is a love letter and a goodbye to Chadwick Boseman. And that's nice and all, but it doesn't make the movie good. Like, Black Panther is good because of Chadwick Boseman. Without him, you don't got Black Panther. And I know Letitia Wright, Shuri's the new Black Panther, and yeah, everyone's like, oh yeah, she's a great Black Panther. She really isn't. She's a good actress, but she's just, I don't buy her as Black Panther. I don't know. I never for one second bought her as this like intimidating Black Panther, this hero. So I always bought her as like the sidekick, the nerdy sidekick who says funny jokes. Like Chadwick Boseman is Black Panther. So yeah, I don't know. And the villain in this movie is just so terrible, which is such a huge step down because the first one had Eric Killmonger, which was a great villain, Michael B. Jordan, and then this villain's just so cheesy and just I don't know, I didn't like him. And then they brought in Iron Heart. She was also terrible. I don't know. The movie tries to be so manipulative because of the death of Chadwick. They try to make this movie so heavy and so sad and everything. They're trying to manipulate your emotions because of the death of Chadwick Boseman. And I think that's just not right. I don't think they should have made another Black Panther movie. I think the Black Panther movies should have ended with Chadwick. That's what I think. And I think this movie is incredibly mediocre. I don't think it's a shit movie. I just think it's a very mediocre movie. And Black Panther deserves better than this. So, yeah. Anyways, number 5, Toy Story 4. Yeah. Why? Just like we didn't need another Toy Story. We didn't need like Toy Story 3 was an ending. It was the perfect ending. The toy saying goodbye to Andy, so long partner, emotional, beautiful. Toy Story 4 is just saying goodbye again. I guess Woody in the toys. But now we're making a Toy Story 5. Who the fuck are they saying goodbye to now? Like it's 3 movies of saying bye. Like just end this damn franchise. Like, I know Disney is so desperate to make money and Toy Story is a moneymaker, but they just need to stop. Like, it should have just been a trilogy. That's it. But I know a lot of people. The people love Toy Story, so anything Toy Story, they love it. This movie just wasn't funny. It was a waste of Buzz Lightyear. He has nothing to do. Jesse has nothing to do. All the toys have nothing to do. It's literally just Woody and Mo Peep going on this journey. All the other toys do nothing. And then we got Forky, who is fucking annoying. I know people think he's funny. He has one funny joke when he tries to kill himself. That's funny, but other than that, not really. I don't know. Just again, it's not a terrible movie. It's just a super unnecessary, not needed movie, and yeah, it's not nowhere near as good as those first three. Anyways, number 4, continuing with Disney, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Why? This movie needed to be a Wreck-It Ralph 2, but it ended up being an emoji movie. The emoji movie. But with Disney characters. This movie is basically just Disney sucking itself off. Instead of like Wreck-It Ralph was like a video game, Ralph jumping to video games and being a love letter to like past video games, which is awesome. And so the sequel, we thought we'd get more video games and Ralph going to more video game worlds. No, it's just Ralph going to the internet and meeting other Disney characters. It's Disney just jerking itself off. And it's cringe and it's terrible and it's... I know everyone loves the Disney princesses scene. I hate that scene. I think this movie just fails. Just across the board fails. And I'm like, I can't stand this movie. I cannot stand it. And yeah, it's because this movie will not get probably another Wreck-It Ralph movie. So, good job, Disney. Number 3, The Force Awakens. Continuing with Disney, Force Awakens. I could have went with The Last Jedi, but that's more of a divisive movie. Force Awakens. Again, not a bad movie. It's just overrated. A lot of people put Force Awakens as like their favorite Star Wars movie, which is interesting. I don't think so. It basically just borrows a lot of tropes from A New Hope, and it establishes these new characters, and only 2, 3 maybe are interesting. Poe is kind of interesting, and then they just get rid of him. Finn's interesting, and then they do nothing with him in the sequels. And then Kylo Ren's interesting, and then they do nothing with him in the sequels. They want to focus so much on Rey, the Mary Sue, who is just not an interesting character. They kind of try to make her interesting, but then they do nothing with her. They just want to make her badass and the most powerful character. There's just so many... Like, I could do a whole video on just everything that bothers me about Force Awakens, but... What are you going to do? It's an okay Star Wars movie, but people just have it way too high on their lists. So, yeah. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Yeah. I talked about this already. I did a whole review on this movie, and I talked about my overrated movies of last year, so I don't need to go into more details. Everyone knows how I feel about this movie. I know no one agrees with me, but what are you going to do? Number 1, No Time to Die, James Bond. Again, not a movie I hate. It's just not that great. A lot of people call this Daniel Craig's best Bond movie, and it's one of the best endings to a Bond story. It's not. It's got good action sequences, but it has a lackluster ending, a shitty villain, terrible side characters, and just an underwhelming story. There's stuff in here and there I like, but even the Billie Eilish James Bond song was not that great. Sure, it was a step up from Spectre, but any Bond movie can be a step up from Spectre. I think Skyfall and Casino Royale are literally the best Daniel Craig Bond movies, and I know everyone wants to compare No Time to Die to those. I don't even think it's even in the same playing field as those movies, so yeah. So yeah, that was my top 10 overrated movie sequels. Again, it's all my opinion, so let me know in the comments below what are sequels that you find overrated. Comment below, let me know, and as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the dark side.